Okay, so this video is to give you more practice on writing the linear equations and also identifying your slope and y-intercept from either a table, a graph, or a statement. Okay, so for number one, it wants us to graph the line with a y-intercept of -5 and a slope of 2. So down here, I know that my y-intercept, because it told me up here, was -5. And then it told me that my slope was 2. So I'm going to write 2 here. Therefore, my equation would have to be y equals 2x, because remember my slope is always what has the x attached to it, and then minus 5. So now let's graph it. So remember my y-intercept is my b value. This is where I begin. So I start at -5. And then my slope tells me how I'm going to move. So recall that this 2 is the same as saying 2 over 1. So that means I'm going to be moving up 2 and to the right 1. So from -5, I move up 2 and to the right 1, and then up 2 to the right 1, and I keep doing that until I run out of space. And then when I go backwards, I'm going to go down 2 to the left 1, down 2 to the left 1. And therefore my graph will look like this. Okay. All right, so for number 2, we have f of x equals 3x. So from here I can tell that my slope is 3 because that's what is attached to the x. And then for b, I'm going to put 0 because I don't have plus anything. And if I did put a plus 0 here, it wouldn't change anything. So that tells me that my y-intercept is 0. So again, I'm going to begin with my b value, my y-intercept. So that's going to be at 0. And then my slope is going to tell me how I'm going to move. So this is the same as saying 3 over 1. So that means I'm going to move up 3 and to the right 1. So I'm going to go up 3 to the right 1 until I don't have any more room. And then to go backwards, I'm going to go down 3 to the left 1. And then I'll connect all my points. My line's a little off, but it's okay. Okay. Number 3, what is the rate of change of the function represented in this table? So this is typically how your questions will be asked, is by the rate of change. And recall that rate of change is your slope. So I'm going to use my calculator. Okay, and I'm just going to use the first 2 points here. So remember, I'm going to go to Stat, Edit, Enter, and then I'm going to enter my x values here, so -3, 0, and then my y values in L2, so that's 8 and 3. Then I go back to Stat, over to Calc, I hit 4, and enter 5 times. So this is going to give me my equation. It's telling me that it was asking for my rate of change, right? So m equals. But I have this decimal, right? And remember, I don't want my slope to be in decimal, so I would have to take this one and convert it to a fraction by entering this value into the calculator and going to math and then fraction. But I'm pretty sure I already know what it is. I don't want to go through all that. Yeah, it is negative. So to convert that, it would end up being -5/3. And then from here, I can write my equation again using what information I'm given here. And it would be f of x equals -5/3x plus 3, because my b value is 3, or my y-intercept, which I could have also found it right here on the table. Since this x value is 0, that means this is my y-intercept. Okay, number 4. So I want to determine the slope of the line that passes through the 2 points, -5, 7, and 0, 3. So it's like I want to make myself a table. And then I want to enter these values into Stat, Edit. So -5 and 0. And then we have 7 and 3. So I go back to Stat, over to Calc, 4, enter, enter, enter. Okay, so I see that my A value is or my slope is negative 0.8, and then my b value is 3. So I need to go back to, wait, second bit, I'm sorry. So negative 0.8, enter, right? Then this is where you would hit math, and then we want to convert it to a fraction. So I see it's negative 4 over 5. So therefore, y equals negative 4 over 5x plus 3. And again, I could identify the y-intercept from the table. Okay, so let's flip it over to the back side. So from here, I need to find the y-intercept, the slope, and the equation. So again, I'm just going to take the first 2 points here, which one of them is already showing me what my y-intercept is, which is 1. Not y equals, I'm sorry, stat, edit. So 0, 1, over L1, and then L2 is going to be 1, 4. I go back to stat, over to calc, hit 4, and then enter 5 times. And then it's telling me my slope is 3. So therefore my equation would be y equals 3x plus 1. Okay, number 6. Suppose that the water level of a river is 14 feet and is increasing at a rate of 1.5 feet per day. So right here tells me that this 1.5 has the x attached to it. So that means that this is my slope, 1.5. Okay, my y-intercept has to be this 14. Now, I don't want this 1.5 as a decimal. So I'm going to go to the main screen, 1.5, enter, hit math, the fraction, so it's 3 over 2. So that means y equals 3 over 2x plus 14. Okay, number 7. So the cost of buying the new iPhone is $1,000 plus $30 per month for service. He wants me to circle one. So the cost of the iPhone is the what? The y-intercept or the slope. Well, the cost is this 1,000, right? And it's just saying plus. There's no per or each or every. So I know that this has to be my y-intercept. It's going to be the number by itself. And the cost per month for service is the slope. That $30 is our slope. All right, so number 8. Here we're given the graph and we need to identify slope, intercept, and write our equation. So I first can see right here that my y-intercept is negative 4. Now I'm going to find another perfect point, which just happens to fall into my x-intercept here. So that means I'm rising, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over 2. So that's 4 over 2, which is 2. So therefore my equation would be y equals 2x minus 4. Okay, so number 9, again, I'm going to start with my y-intercept, which is 3. And then I'm going to find another perfect point right here. I can already see that my slope is going to be negative because of how my graph is going down. So I'm going down 1, 2, 3, and over 1. So that is negative 3 over 1, or we can just say negative 3. So therefore, f of x equals negative 3x plus 3. All right, so number 10, we should see right away, oh, this one is proportional because it goes through 0, 0. So know that my y-intercept is 0. Here I have another perfect point, so I can tell it's going up 3 and over 4. So therefore, my m is 3 over 4. So g of x equals 3 over 4x, and we don't need to put the plus 0. Okay. So now for number 11, our last one, we can see that our y-intercept is negative 1. Okay, and then another good point would be this one right here. I can already tell that it's negative because it's going down. So I'm going down 1, 2, and over 3. So it's negative 2 over 3. So therefore, y equals negative 2 over 3x minus 1. Okay, and that is all for this worksheet.